I'm gonna give it to you straight. If you're not listening to Feral Activity Podcast, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, but you need to stop whatever it is you're doing and go listen to Feral Activity Podcast right now. Right now, it's Feral Activity.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We're trying this one more time and I'm excited to have you guys hear the amazing guests that we have. We have a new voice that you're going to be hearing. It's Chaos, and we're going to be asking her some questions. Also, just sharing a little bit about bikertok and asking her some questions about her being a biker. And so I'm super excited for, this episode. We've been planning it for a while now. And so we definitely want to thank everyone that's already gone to YouTube and subscribed to our channel. And also on Spotify, we have a few followers as well. So we definitely wanted to thank you guys in advance. And so go ahead and invite your friends. This is the only platform where we're going to be doing our podcast live on TikTok. And so if you haven't followed us on TikTok, definitely go do that if you want to be part of the interactive part of the podcast. Because we do ask our comments, our listeners on the comment section, if they have any questions for any of the people that are speaking, then we definitely asked them. So definitely wanted to go ahead and I know Lorinda has a lot of questions for her. But before we jump into the questions, Chaos, go ahead and unmute and tell us a little bit about yourself. I know your Monarch said that he was going to come in and, say he wanted to introduce you, but I wanted to definitely give you an opportunity to just say a little bit about yourself, and then Monarch can kind of tell you guys how we all met.
Yeah, hi, for those of you guys who don't know me, I am Chaos. Everybody calls me Chaos, but it's really Khaosbound. I am on TikTok. Everybody knows me as, the one who causes all the chaos. I am definitely a pretty big part of bikertok, but also a part of Booktok as well. For my actual life, me personally, I have a passion for meeting new people and just spreading positivity and creating a really solid environment for people to come and feel safe and be who they are unapologetically.
That is definitely true. Like, I've been in your lives and you're always like really upbeat and really like welcoming. Not everyone's lives are like that. Like there's some toxic people on TikTok. And so you're one of the people that I always enjoy going in there because it's always that consistency of like, you can feel the joy behind your voice. So I definitely appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try. I know what it's like to not have a safe space to turn to. And I had people reach out to me really early on and just tell me like that, they needed a safe place to come. And that's all that I really wanted to provide for people was that, let me give you a place to come to.
Yeah, for sure. We do have Hoosier girls gonna be popping in. Hopefully, maybe Lil Center will come in. Lorinda's already in here, so definitely, I'm not sure when Monarch's going to come in, but he might pop in a little later. For anybody that is listening, I already made a video, but Gummy Bear's not going to be in the podcast anymore. We had some personal issues and conflicts of interest, and so we definitely just wanted to let everyone know that, because I know in most of our intros she was going to be in there. So we decided to go our separate ways. We wish her the best, but at the same time, we definitely wanted to stick with the voices that we aligned with, and so yeah, welcome to everyone else that's just popping in, and like I said, I'm not sure when Monarch's gonna come in, but Lorinda, I know you had some questions for her. You sent some of them to me. You can definitely unmute and start asking questions.
Sorry, I was dealing. I'm just now getting back to my phone. I was dealing with a mom crisis.
We all have those.
He was melting down.
All right. No.
First question: When did you realize writing wasn't just a hobby but a part of your identity?
That was pretty early on for me. I would say it's not so much my identity, but more so the place that I confide in the most. I grew up spending a lot of time alone, and that was really difficult for me at times. And so finding places that I could be safe in when I'm alone ended up being my comfort, and writing was one of those.
Do you write to escape your thoughts or drown them out?
A little bit of both. It really just depends on what those thoughts are. To be honest, I would say sometimes for me, my thoughts can just become so overwhelming that I have to kind of drown them out. And then sometimes I really have to escape them because I know that they're not the positive thoughts that I need. So it's a little bit of both.
What does the road give you that people don't?
So the best way that I know how to describe this, and this was actually a concept I learned when it came to powerlifting and being in the gym, right? The road doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care. And it's up to you on whether or not you are going to be safe if you're, whatever you're going to do. And it's just kind of I guess it's just kind of one of those things. For me, it's nice knowing that I can just go put all of my anger, all of my frustration and everything out on the road, and it doesn't care. It doesn't have feelings. And I think that's why it's such a big thing for me. I can just go be whatever I need to be in that moment in time, and I'm not hurting anyone while I'm doing it. As long as I'm not driving crazy, right? No riding crazy. We're not doing that around here. But as long as I'm not hurting anybody else in the process, the road doesn't care about how I feel.
Okay. You strike me as someone who values control. Where does that show up most in your life?
Honestly, control for me shows up a lot in the way that I walk about my life. So for me, growing up, I had little to no control over my relationships in my life, like familial relationships and even romantic ones. I had a lot of things that happened to me, a lot of really, really, really bad sexual trauma that happened. And a lot of that control for me comes back in being able to be someone who is financially dependable on myself, being someone who shows up for other people and be the person that I didn't have. I turned a lot of the really negative things that happened to me in my life and do my best to just be someone who is there for the people going through what I went through, and tell them that I don't, like, the biggest thing is I will not ever pity you. I'm not going to give you a pity, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you I know what you've been through. I've been there. And I'm going to hold your hand if you let me. Or I'll sit back and just, you know, be a cheerleader when you need it.
That's beautiful. What's a misconception about bikers that actually annoys you?
There's so many. Oh man. For me, my favorite one is that Harley riders are assholes. Not all of us are assholes. Growing up in Cali, like, a lot of people actually choose Harleys just because of how big the freaking state is. I like couldn't drive anywhere in Cali that wasn't like a couple of hours away. So when you're doing a couple hours of a ride, it's way more comfortable on a cruiser than you are on a sport bike. So not all of us are jerks. It's just, you know, yeah, that's honestly the biggest one.
All right. In the comment section, can you tell us, does she feel like a protector or does she feel like a problem? Now, my next question for you. What's the wildest assumption someone's made about you? And were they wrong?
Ooh. Oh, that one's kind of hard. I think the wildest assumption somebody's like made about me was I had someone once tell me that I like looked really mean, and that I came off as like a raging bitch, which was really funny because it really just is my face. When I'm concentrating on something, I will death glare you accidentally. It's completely unintentional. When I'm in the gym, I've had people walk up to me before and be like, "What did I do to you? Like, why are you looking at me like that?" And I'm like, "I am so sorry. I wasn't even looking at you. I was looking through you. You weren't there, so I'm sorry." And then usually, like, I'll smile. I try to smile so people don't think I'm just a jerk, but that one definitely is my favorite.
Wow. Like, we're not allowed to have RBF anymore.
I know we're not.
You know what makes me mad is when someone's like, smile. And I'm like, oh, now I'm not going to.
Yeah, no.
If someone was testing your patience, would you warn them first or just explode?
Ooh, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get me really upset. It really does. I'm someone who takes a long time to build, especially because growing up in a very like verbally and emotionally abusive household, I had to learn how to hold my tongue a lot more so I didn't cause more trouble. And that unfortunately taught me a lot about patience and resilience and just to be a bigger person. I mean, especially when you're a child and you're having to parent your parents. It's not the easiest thing to learn, but it takes me a really long time. A lot of that for me is like, if I'm angry, it's because someone I love has usually been put in danger, or it's a very, very, very bad situation. So yeah, and I will warn people all the way. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm shaking. I need to go because I can't do this right now. And then usually people understand and they'll walk away, or whatever the case may be. I'll walk away. I don't care. It's not worth it to me to have an argument that's going to turn into something physical or a screaming match, especially because nowadays I try not to think so emotionally. I tend to think a lot more rationally than I used to.
I love that. You ready for some quick fire questions?
Absolutely.
First thought that comes to mind, fast ride or long rides?
Fast.
Silence or music?
Music.
Control or trust?
Control.
Night rides or sunrise rides?
Night rides.
Dangerous or dependable?
Dependable.
Interesting. That tells us more than you think. What part of writing does it protect? What part of you does writing protect? That's the way this image should go.
My mental health. It is my way of clearing my head a lot of the times. It's also been a huge factor into my life with meeting other people and recognizing that honestly, a lot of us are weird. We all have our hobbies. But the one thing I love about the biking community is the people I've met through it are some of the goofiest people. And I finally feel like I found a home in those people a lot of times. I think last time we kind of touched on the fact that I grew up in like a really rich area. So I always felt very out of place. And when I got to meet some of the people I've met through TikTok and bikertok and everything, I found my people. So
I love that you found your people. That makes me happy. When was the last time you let someone see the real you?
pretty much all the time. 100%. I used to not be that way, but now I've hit the mentality of like, well, you're gonna like me or you're not, and if you don't like me, I really don't care. I am who I am, and I'm not going to change myself for anybody else. You know, I have done that my whole life. I've done it for 26 years. And I really just spent the last couple of months and I would say probably the last like 8 or 9 months being unapologetically me. And it is the most freeing thing. And I've only grown more as a human being and as a like emotionally and mentally because of it.
That's beautiful. What do you never talk about online?
I don't talk about my personal life a whole lot, truthfully. I just like to keep those things separate. So for a lot of people, if I'm with someone, you're probably not going to know. There's very few in my circle that I trust. And that's just because if I've learned anything, I would rather have 3 genuine best friends I would trust my life with than having 1,000, acquaintances who don't really know the real me. And I feel pretty lucky I've been able to really build such a beautiful community, but I definitely have my people who know everything about me inside and out. And I share stuff. I'm pretty open when I get to know you. I'm open about a lot of my trauma and things like that, but mostly like my personal life when it comes to my family or current events, I'm typically very quiet about just because I feel like it protects my sanity a little bit more.
That and people can't ruin what they don't know about.
Exactly.
What would it take for
True.
yeah. What would it take for someone to truly earn your loyalty?
Ooh. So here's the thing, and I say this a lot, especially in my lives. For the people who sit at my table, I'm going to make sure you eat. That's just the way it is. I put my trust into people from the minute that I meet them. It's up to you whether or not you continue to keep that trust with me. I will trust you until you give me a reason not to. And once you give me a reason not to, I'm a lot less likely to keep you at my table. I keep my friends close, and they eventually become my family. And those are the people that I would move mountains for. And I have, there's been, I can't even tell you how many times I've had a friend call me and be like, hey, I don't know where to go. And I'm like, you know what? You can come here. I'll get you a hotel. will get you out of whatever situation you're in. It doesn't matter. I will give people the shirt off my back if you sit at my table. And when I win, you win. That's how it is. You know, if I have success, you're going to have success. I'm bringing everybody with me. You know, same. I mean, I think of it this way, right? If I won the lottery, we all won the lottery. Like,
Exactly.
that's just the way I am. But that's because honestly, I don't have a really solid familial home life. And I've learned that, for me at least, the saying that, you know, blood is thicker than water, that's not true. It's just not true for me. I have had people who have never met me treat me better than my family ever has. And those are the people that I would drop everything in the world for those people to be at their side.
I can definitely, like, totally agree with that because whenever Monarch had his accident, nobody, I mean, everyone was like, trying to help, or, they did help in one way or another. And like, I remember, you had a battle with him, and you were telling all your followers or your people to gift him, and it really did help us get our feet on the ground. Because for anybody that's been in a car accident, you know that, especially if you're like waiting on a settlement, or like you just need like money right there, and it's not. We were struggling, and so also because his side job is required us using the car, and so I can definitely say like Chaos is a real one, like, because everyone else, they wanted to help her, and then maybe some people did, but like she went like out of her way to do this battle, and like it was just really, to me, certain people like that, they do that little step more. They don't just say, oh, I'm sorry that you're going through this, which we appreciate that too, but just that little extra step that you did of just even just doing a battle like that, it really did help us. And so um, I know that people like, there's not a lot of people like you, and I definitely am very glad that we met, and I'm sure maybe Monarch will come in here and tell us how you guys met, and he's having some emotional issues right now because we had a some right before this episode we had a hiccup, and so for anybody that's knows Aries, they are very hot headed, and so he's trying to cool down right now. But hopefully he'll pop in a little later. Callie, or who's your girl? I keep messing it up. I'm sorry. Did you go ahead and unmute and see? I don't know if you had any questions for her. Um, Definitely unmute and let us hear your beautiful voice.
Okay, first of all, I don't care if you mess up because it's either neither here nor there. I guess my first question would be: have you always been interested in motorcycles, or is that an interest that came out later in life?
Um, I grew up around dirt bikes and I grew up around quads and everything. So I feel like for me it was kind of always very natural to have that. And I had family members who had motorcycles, and I grew up in the Wine Valley capital of California. So it was kind of one of those things where if the which California weather, most people know, is almost always nice. um, we would go on motorcycle rides and just ride through the valley. And honestly, for me, there's nothing that will ever compete to that. It's just for the people that have been there through the different seasons or like have seen that part of California, it is beautiful. But there was just something so freeing in all of it.
Oh
And I
yeah,
think that
the
was
wine
kind
fields
of,
over there. Is that what you're talking about? The wine fields in Temecula Valley?
no.
No,
So I
there's
was
some in the
born,
northern.
yeah, I was born in Napa Valley.
Oh yeah.
And so through the summers, or sorry, through the fall and spring, the vineyards change colors, and it's so beautiful. And yeah, I couldn't. it was just kind of one of those things that we did. We would go on like family rides and, things like that. And then as I got a little bit older, a lot of my friends got motorcycles and, we would all go for rides. And so it was just kind of something that was in my life, I guess, the whole time.
Okay. And how old were you when you got your first bike? And have you ever owned or ridden anything aside from a Harley?
I have not. It'll be very interesting, especially because I will be picking up a Ninja 500 here very, very shortly. So it's gonna be a learning curve for sure. Just because like the seat is different, and so it'll be very interesting. But I am always up for the challenge. I'm always up to learn. I think that if you're not learning, then you're not growing. And I don't like being stagnant. So for me, this is a really solid next step in just writing and growing more, because I know me and I know I give it like a year and a half and I'll probably be in something different.
Yeah. What made you want to become part of the bikertok community on TikTok?
So it's so funny the way that TikTok started out for me. Because obviously I have like my personal stuff. I have a personal TikTok that nobody knows about. And I will say Khaosbound came around mostly just because it was a way for me to escape. Truthfully, the Khaosbound account initially started, I was engaged at the time, and I had posted something on my Facebook, obviously under like my Govy name, and I got, goodness gracious, like 6 phone calls and text messages from family members and friends telling me that I was like, I'm a disgrace. I'm a disgrace to the like Italian, I'm a disgrace to all Italians. I'm a disgrace to my family. All this and that because I posted a video that just said, me when I finally when I'm at the end of the aisle because I finally found a man that would put up with my attitude. And it was like a girl dancing, and then it was a little girl, and she like flipped off the camera. And so I posted that as a joke, as like a ha-ha, because I was always told I will never find a man who will put up with my attitude. And the minute that I got those phone calls, I think that moment for me was kind of like I have my entire family watching everything I post, and I can't be myself. And I wanted an account where I could be myself and not fear judgment from my family or fear judgment from other people. A few months later went by, my family found this account anyways. And I'd gotten to the point at that time that I just said, if you don't like it, don't follow me. If you don't like what I'm posting, you don't have to watch. But if you're going to watch, then you're going to support. Because if you're not, you can get blocked just like everybody else.
Okay, makes sense. Do you feel like in general the biker and bikertok world is more male centered, or do you think it caters to the females as well?
Ooh, that's a hard question. There's both. It is predominantly going to be male. I think a lot of people just know it's predominantly male. I will tell you, when it comes to bikertok on the internet, that I feel I feel like as a female in bikertok, you kind of do really well because you are a female and it's such a male dominated thing. So you tend to do a little bit better. I can't tell you how many times I have people come in, or I'll go into a live and I'll comment something and they'll be like, oh, what's up, dude? How are you? Like thinking that I'm a man. And then I will tell them like, no, I'm a female. And then all of a sudden, like that whole mood switches, everything changes. They're like, their mannerisms and just the way that they talk to me changes because I'm a female and I ride. So, it's a little bit of both now. I really love that it's opening up a lot more to women though.
Yeah, I do
Yeah, I
too.
think I've seen a lot more. I've seen a lot more recently women who are more into it now. But going back to what you're saying about your family and having to, have a persona, I guess. I went through that myself too because like being a public speaker and being in the spotlight all the time, and I'm a preacher's kid, so like it's been interesting transition, and unfortunately, just like you, I have had to say goodbye to certain friends and family members that they weren't being supportive, or they were just judging me, or they're just like, and at where I'm at my point where I'm just like, if you're not for me, then you're against me, and I don't need to have you around me. It doesn't matter if we share blood. Doesn't like the way that I say it is, I'll love you, but I can love you from afar.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that I had to realize too. And that's probably why Monarch has a persona as well. He's the Monarch of Fire. Very few people actually know his real name. It's getting to be more known just because he got to be a best-selling author, and so more people are kind of putting two and two together. But he's already to the point where he has enough thick skin to like not even care anymore. But in the very beginning, yeah, he definitely wanted to have, just like you, a persona. I had one too. Like my, Govy name isn't Sachi, so um but so I think any time that you make that decision, you reap the benefits also because like you said, you were saying you feel more free to be yourself. And I definitely can relate to that because that's exactly how I felt. And that's the reason why on almost all of my social medias, I always have my stage name is what I like to say. Um, but yeah, it's definitely something that it's beneficial in some ways, but once they find out, yeah, it kind of it was a good time for the time that it was, we stayed hidden as long as we could, but it's I think it's a fun thing too, that they get to see that other side of you that they're probably like very concerned, like this podcast. Most of my writing and things that I've published, it's very like inspirational type of things. So I'm sure my followers and friends and everyone, they're probably confused as to why I'm even doing this. But just to give everyone a little backstory, Feral Activity came out of our little group that we were unhinged, and Lorinda was one of the people that definitely inspired this podcast. But a while ago, I want to say at least 2 years ago, Monarch, he's still a taxi cab, like he still gives people rides, but he would give exotic dancers rides, and they would have the most insane stories. And so he wanted to, have a podcast just for them to like, share their insane stories. And so, but I didn't want it just to have that, profession be shared. I wanted, different types of people that, might have been, their job or whatever is something that is not like that typical. And it's probably something that's a little, kind of like Mim, she's up here. She's a madam, she has a dungeon. And so we wanted to give a space for people to kind of clear things up because it's not always how they see it in the movies and all that. And so I wanted to open that up and create a platform for that. And so that's why we called it Feral Activity. And I'm super, I've been enjoying getting to hear all these stories and But yeah, we definitely wanted to have a biker on here, especially because it's so popular here on TikTok. Like it's a growing community, and like I'm still kind of like I don't really know very much about cars, and I don't really know much about bikes either. So it's all foreign to me, but I'm very excited to have you on and definitely learn more about it too, because it's something that a lot of people support on here, and so I think I think that I've only experienced being on a bike when I was younger. My uncle had one, and he came to the church and picked us up and took us for a ride. I don't even know if my parents knew, but it happened. So if they're listening, yeah, I've been on a bike, Mom. But yeah, it's a cool experience. Like I remember just like feeling like the air and like it's different than just a regular car, you know. So um, I don't know if anybody else had this question, but I wanted to know, why did you name yourself like Chaosbound?
Ooh, I don't think I've ever had anybody actually ask that. I'm so glad you guys asked. So I was kind of trying to just figure out what I wanted to go with, and my family, like again, as I kind of mentioned earlier, this account was in a way kind of like an F off to my family, and a way for me to be who I am. And surely that's a little bit chaotic. You know, I'm a little bit chaotic, and sometimes, especially back then, my ducks were not in a row. I'm not even sure all of them were ducks, to be honest. And that just kind of like, I was just like, okay, chaos. And then it just ended up being like, I'm always bound for chaos. You know, that's just it. That's my life. I'm always bound for it. And yeah, that became Chaosbound.
That's cool. I
That's
mean, I think
awesome.
when you find that, that's such a lot. When you find your name, I think it's definitely uh, a cool experience. Ma'am,
Yeah.
do you have any
Hello.
questions for
Yes, I
Chaos?
do. I'm so sorry that I came in late. Hello to you all. Um,
Hello.
Hello.
I ride too.
Okay.
I Yeah, I've got a 1978 Fat Boy Harley.
Oh, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you what like when you're like feeling chaotic,
Mhm.
what what is the part of riding your bike that zens you out? Like, I don't know if anyone else has asked that question.
Yeah. No, not yet. So for me, I would say there's honestly so many like answers to that. Um,
What's your number
so
one?
I think my number one is when I'm feeling that like overwhelming, I need to get out of my head feeling. Honestly, I like the long rides on roads that most people aren't going to be going on. I know a lot of people, a lot of, you know, bikers around here really prefer like highways. But for me, it's been the back roads where I grew up. Like those back roads were just so beautiful that I didn't have to go fast. In fact, actually, the more I took my time, the clearer my head felt.
Right. Yep, I can totally understand that. Um, Also too, do you take someone with you at times? Like,
Um,
or do you just like to ride alone?
for me, it's been alone. I don't have, at least back when I was living, because I haven't had it here in Tennessee. I haven't had a bike here in Tennessee. I'm working on it, but not yet. So when I was in California, honestly, the only people I would have wanted to take with me was my younger sister. And I love that girl to death, but she is far too fidgety for me.
Okay. Do you I like with my helmet I can play play music and stuff. Do you have that in your helmet at all?
Yes, I used to. I'm getting another cardo here pretty soon, but yes, I play music almost always.
What music calms the inner beast when you're riding?
Ooh, that depends. It depends on my mood and how I feel. If I'm trying to get out some emotions that are not exactly the most positive, I'm gonna listen to like some sad music or like heavy metal a lot of the times. Um, but if I'm just like happy and I'm in a good mood, I'm listening to like white girl music all the way.
Okay. I love that for you. Also too, uh, how is your thoughts on protective gear?
Oh, wear it. I wear it all the time. I'm not someone who plays about the protective gear at all.
Okay. Yeah, because I've wanted to ask quite a few other women riders, and there's some that won't, and there's a lot that will.
Oh yeah, it just depends. Honestly, I know some people who don't. That's definitely not me.
Okay, awesome. You know what? If I ever come to America, we're going for a ride. All right?
I love that. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mim's coming to America, y'all. We're just putting it out there. It's gonna happen.
Is it the
Run.
bike that growls or you?
Both.
Uh,
Ooh.
What you mean? I bite. I
If
just
I
don't tell
said
people that.
behave, if I told you to behave, would you hear it as a challenge or a request?
Both. it's a challenge on. It's a challenge on how hard, and
Well,
then
you look like
definitely a request.
trouble. Do you come with instructions or consequences?
Both.
If I
how,
misbehave, am I getting scolded or punished?
Are we talking about you, Lorinda, or
Yeah,
are we
me.
talking about everybody? Oh, you're definitely getting punished.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, here come all the feral questions. I read some of them. I was waiting for them.
Do you ride solo by choice or because passengers get addicted?
Ooh, ooh, both.
Do you name your bike?
Yes, I name my cars too.
What's louder, your bike or your thoughts?
Ooh, well, considering that I'm waiting to get a new bike, I guess my thoughts.
Would you rather have sex or go for a bike ride?
That depends on the person, I guess. Because, like, I mean, hold on. Clarification. Is it just anybody?
No, it's someone you're really attracted to.
Somebody I'm really. Oh, sex every time.
okay, I've got a question for you. When you're on your bike and that purrs in between your legs, how does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm always wet. What do you mean?
Does it heighten your lady garden?
I love the way that you phrase that. Yeah, every time. I will yeah, I've had it sometimes where I like get home and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go meet up with Bob over there. For those of you guys who don't know who Bob is, it's my battery operated boyfriend.
That's what I named mine too. We have the same boyfriend. How ironic.
Mine is named Kevin.
Kevin,
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
like Kevin Bacon, Kevin.
No, ew.
That is so awkward because that's my son's name.
Oh,
my God.
I'm so sorry.
Mine is named Moby because it's white, like Moby Dick. You know.
Okay, now I wanna change its name to Stephen.
Okay, have you ever orgasmed while on your bike?
While on my bike?
Yeah, have you ever orgasmed because of your bike?
No, not just because of my bike.
Okay, so we're going to go on a longer ride.
It's gonna happen.
And we're going to rev the bitch out of that. Because I have to say yes, I have. And Chaos, you're going to have to experience an orgasm on a bike.
I do have a garage that I can close most of the way, and I have some things that suction cup to the seat that might help.
No,
Get it, girl.
We've got to do it while you're riding.
Wow. I mean, I wonder if I could do it while I'm riding, like if I cut a hole in my leggings.
Oh my god.
I would hope to pray that you would not have to stop for gas anywhere.
Right?
Because if you were to have to force to get off that bike, everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
I will just pull up and make sure that this place has got like Apple Pay. Just tap to pay, and then I will have to get off the bike.
I have an idea for you. You know those things that have the little remote?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you and we're going to have a remote each, and we're going to be little bitches to each other, and we're going to, be side by side riding, and look at each other and just go. Bzz.
Oh man, I love that. That's a great idea.
Because there is nothing like your lady garden being on fire, and with a bike in between your legs. Oh. Hello, you had me at. Bzz. And because you don't know when it's going to happen, all you got to do is just rev that up a little bit and go a little bit faster.
Let's just hope that one of us doesn't pop a wheelie at some point accidentally.
Are you trying to challenge me?
No.
Why not?
I don't think either one of us needs to dump a clutch like that.
I think I've just found my new BFF. Biker bitch friends. Yes.
I love it.
It's funny how all these feralness is happening, and that's when Monarch decides to come in.
Right? Kitty squirrel.
None of your business, Monarch. I mean, I love you. Non-sexually.
Kelly, did you have some more questions?
I did. Have you ever had a scary moment on your bike? Like a close call kind of thing?
Oh, yeah. God, way more times than I care to admit. I think it's just a natural part of learning. I mean, when you're first getting on a bike and like in general, you're nervous. A lot of people are very shaky. There's just a natural, riding a motorcycle, especially when you're someone who's used to like driving a car, it's so vastly different. I don't care if you've ridden dirt bikes before, it is different. There's such a different feel. Obviously, motorcycles are a lot heavier. And for a lot of people, that's very terrifying. My first bike experience was terrifying because I couldn't even flat foot my bike. So like I'm only 5'5", and so the first bike I take that back. The first bike I ever rode was it was a Ninja 650, and it was terrifying. I was struggling. I was ballerina toes on that. And if I leaned over to one side, I was good, but there's a lot of weight when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be terrifying at first. And then also you just start with rolling, and then you're worried about the clutch, and like there's everything to think about all at once. And if for someone who like hadn't done it or hadn't been on a bike like that, that's a lot of things to think about all at once. So
Yeah, but now that you're more used to it, are you more, I guess, confident about the way you ride?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, every bike is different. Every bike has its own quirks. I know plenty of people who will tell you that just because they're the same model and the same CCs, they're different. Every bike has a temperament, just like every car, right? You can get in one Kia and then you get into the same exact model of a Kia, same year and everything, and they're not going to ride the same. You know, there's their little things that make them just slightly different. And so it's why I don't like getting on other people's bikes a lot. It's why some people are super cautious about who they let ride their bike, just because unless you've been doing it for a while, you know, there's a lot you're giving up there.
I can understand that. I'm the same way with my car. Do you feel like bikers sometimes get a bad reputation in like today's society? Like most people think, oh, you're Bride of Harley, you're in part of a Sons of Anarchy type group, or like something like that.
I think the bad rap comes from young bikers. Just because people will see one young biker that ruins it for everybody, right? That one kid. But it's vice versa. A lot of the young biking community does not like the older biking community because older bikers have rules. There was rules. There was a way of life, right? And you have to find that happy medium between the two. And not every kid who's going fast or is doing stunts on their bike is a bad kid. You know, a lot of people do it a lot. And, you know, I think there's one thing to be like, oh, hey, we're going to go film rollers, or, oh, hey, we're going to the track, or whatever. Do your thing. If you're in a parking lot and you're just stunting, go for it. You're not hurting anybody by doing that. But also, don't be an idiot. I mean, it's kind of, you know, I feel like that's fun for anybody. And older bikers, you got to have respect for them. They've been doing it for decades at this point. And as long as you're someone who's not being a jerk about your way of life or the way that you ran, you know, the way that you and your motorcycle club did it when you guys were young, and you can respect that there's a new way of life evolving with the motorcycle community, then there's respect and room enough for everybody.
True. So true.
I've got another question for you. When do you think you're going to hang up your helmet?
God, I really hope never. I really, really, really hope never. I learned very early on as a kid that the more you, well, I take that back. I learned more now being an adult that the more you try to keep a kid away from something, the more they want to do it. And they're going to wait. And for a lot of kids, that's, you know, if their parents were too strict about, you know, what vehicles they could ride, or they couldn't be on motorcycles, they couldn't be on dirt bikes, they couldn't, you know, there was nothing for them to do in that sense. The more they're going to go out, let their friends do it, and they're going to be stupid. And I've seen so many people crash because they just didn't do things the right way. And that's with everything in life. I learned that, you know, as a teenager, the more you tell a kid no, the more they're going to want to do it. And they're going to rebel against it. I spent a good majority of my teenage years raising my younger sister. And if I've learned anything, it's that every single time my parents tried to keep her away from something, or we tried to keep her away from something, the more she turned to it. So I think I would much rather have my kids be able to learn how to do things properly, learn how to ride, go through the MSF course, do all of those things and know that there's support behind it, but let's do it the right way. just because that's the way that I pretty much think about everything. If you're educated about it, you might be a lot more willing to do it safely.
So does that mean that once you've retired your helmet to a certain extent, will you go into a sidecar or behind someone when you're older?
I don't think that backpacking for me is really going to be an issue. I just don't do it a lot right now because there's not a lot of people that I trust to do that with. But it doesn't mean that I won't in the future.
Okay.
And I don't mind it. There's kind of something nice and freeing about not having to think about it anymore. And just being able to actually enjoy the ride and look around and see what's around you. So I could see myself doing both. Hopefully I end up with someone who, loves riding too. And then it becomes just a part of life, and then absolutely, heck yeah. I want to be old and have so much money that my husband and I can just buy an RV, load up our bikes and go, travel the world and go do something like that and basically be like, bye kids, have a good life. And, know that we raised self-sufficient children and, go do everything I've wanted to do with, hopefully a solid retirement.
I want to be like you when I grow up. I'm probably older than you, but it's I zen out when I'm on a bike, and I'm sure you totally understand that as well.
Absolutely.
But we're so going for a ride, all right?
Perfect. I'll be here. There's a trail that I plan on riding this summer. It's a really well-known trail here in Tennessee. It's called the Tail of the Dragon. It has, I think,
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I think it's got 136
Nice name.
turns.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
See, I know about
Well,
America.
definitely wanted to introduce my lovely husband. He wanted me to introduce him, and so for anybody that doesn't know, he's a very comedic person usually. Usually, I say, because there are those little times where he lets his anger get the best of him. He always blames his Aries and him being in Aries, but I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, he like I was saying previously, he gives people rides a lot, and he does a lot of box battles here on TikTok. So if anybody is interested in TikTok box battles, definitely give him a follow. Chaos has done them too, and so I'll let him kind of say how you guys met and how we all met. So go ahead.
Well, more likely goes to the fact that I knew Chaos first, so you can't have her. She's mine. So it goes without saying that we connected on a couple of different levels ourselves. Me and Chaos both have a bit of a similar background. I actually grew up on the other side of bikertok. I grew up around old school, Hell's Angels, Banditos kind of bikers. That was just the life that was around me. And when Chaos came in and she started talking whenever we first met, we found out we had a lot more in common than I thought. And then coming to find out that, we live so close together made it all more interesting whenever her and my wife started connecting. it definitely has been quite an interesting ride thus far because there's never a dull moment with her, especially when she talks about having a new sneaky link. God, that was the talk of the town. I was like a 5-year-old that was holding the biggest blackmail basket in my hands. People ask me, "What do you know?" I know everything. Was there someone we know? I guess you'll have to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think 3 months we went on, then still ask me to this day who was her sneaky link. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It definitely is nice to actually have someone in our lives that we can just take a drive and go see. Which, for those who don't know, we actually are driving on the 21st of this month to go see our amazing Chaos in person for her birthday. And we will be spending the whole day with Chaos. Be sure to take lots of videos and pictures, except for the less than unfair content for TikTok purposes. Now knowing what she does with her garage door, we are definitely keeping it TikTok friendly. So now I know not to just show up fucking unannounced because somebody might be playing with their Kevin.
Bob. Hers is named Bob.
No, I was talking about Mim. It definitely has been an interesting ride because Chaos has actually been one of my longest standing friends on TikTok so far. So
Monarch, I've changed his name to Stephen.
Stephen. And so like it is very special that we get to have her in our life because, like I said, I've had a lot of people come and go. Chaos has been on the other end of that shtick. That's kind of how we met, unfortunately. You ought to hear shit about this Chaos bitch. I'm like, who? And then she just shows up in my life one day. You're not a bitch. At least not to me. Whether you are to other people, I can't confirm or deny that. She's spicy. I'll say that.
I dispatch energies. That's all.
You dispatch chaos, and that's why it's your name.
Pretty much.
And so, like I was saying, she is one of my longest friends. So, like even when something happens and me and my wife aren't around to hear it, she's already calling me bro. Like, did you hear what was being said? I'm like, no, bitch. Why'd you tell me? And so you don't just run across people like that very often that'll just stick by you. Which that's what life is. Life is a race, but it's not a race to the finish. It's a race to who you're going to bring with you. That's the reason why me and my wife focused on our platforms the way that we have. And that's why we wanted to bring Chaos into this, because we know that she is normally not a people person because she fucking hates people. So the fact that she agreed to podcasting, trust me, surprised me. Surprised me more than seeing a blonde in the bottom of a swimming pool. Oops, Chaos, did I say that about you?
Hey.
See, I can make those jokes because I am an ash blonde. So you know what? You can eat your motor oil and jack your dipstick up your cooter for all I care, okay?
That sounds like a pretty good idea. I bet that'd make a good video.
I didn't say make biker talking to corno videos, okay? I didn't say go that far. Don't ruin biking for me because I already told my wife that I'm going to have another bike.
Only bikes.
Only. Wow. Watch as she sticks her muffler into her coochie pan.
You just wait
until rev the engine.
Yeah, stop it. You're giving me really good ideas.
That's the whole idea.
Just make sure that you don't have a short kickstand.
Well, everything is short when it comes to Chaos.
Hey, I'm vertically challenged.
Vertically or mentally? All
of the above.
Mentally, I knew about. If you spend
What do you
10
mean?
minutes talking with her, you become mentally challenged too.
What do you mean
Um,
vertically? What do you mean vertically challenged? I'm
It
5'3".
means that she can't stand up straight and hop.
I'm 5 foot.
I'm 5'5".
I mean, the fact that my wife is still in the median of the heights between you women is impressive. Because my wife is 5'3".
I'm
I'm
5'5".
5'3" as well.
Chaos, you know, I gotta ask, does your ass get jealous of the shit that comes out of your mouth?
Yes. Actually, no, because I have IBS. So no. There's a lot of shit that comes out of both ends.
So, for those who don't know what IBS means, it means irritable bitch syndrome. Because she gets irritated by people, and then she becomes a bitch for it.
Yeah,
You should have just left me alone. You didn't leave me alone.
I have a sign. I have a sign on my front door that says "Dogs welcome, people tolerated."
I have one that says I don't dial 911 with
Mon-
50 cal bullets on it.
I have one that
Monarch,
says
you,
this door is locked for your protection, not mine, and one that says go the fuck away.
Monarch, you're going to be screwed when I get over there because Chaos and I are going to turn up on our bikes.
Do not make me get Outlaw in here and have him start calling you kitten.
Well, he is in the comment section already.
It is in the
So.
comment section.
I will graciously bring him in here because that is your weak link, and I will watch you bow at your knees. So please test me.
Bring
And he requested a box.
Monarch, you bring your kickstand close to me, bitch.
You know what? I'm gonna do something the old-fashioned way. I'm just gonna open a bar and strip club and call it Bread to Buck, just like in Landman. That way we can have these kind of fucking moments. Of course, I can't bring Chaos into there because she'll be trying to breed with all the men.
Oh.
I mean, what can I say?
A lady's got to do what a lady's got to do.
Well, now that I know what she does with Bob, I know what she would do in a male strip club.
No, I'm selective.
Same.
I mean, I
She's
like Bob.
celibate.
I like Bob. He was handpicked. You know, you got to be selective about it.
Can't you tell by her taste in bikes?
Black and cocky.
I was going to say something really messed up, but I'm just going to keep that inside thought inside because we are
No,
not.
we want to hear it. Let that chaos thought out.
I wish you would.
No.
It's called feral activity. Come on.
Listen. I'm not trying to get nannered for the thought that just came in my brain, but I will gladly put it into our chats later because I am not.
Deal. I want to know. I want to know the thought. So put it in the chat later.
Okay. I will put that in the chat.
Yeah, this is all for entertainment purposes, TikTok. So please, Chaos, spread some chaos jelly on us.
It's satire. Satire. Come on.
I would.
By the way, when she says chat, she means the private group chat. No.
Yes, correct. Yeah, I'm not talking about chat I'm not talking about the basement. You know.
Just to clarify, not everyone's gonna get to know. Only a few select people will get to know.
So Mim, you were talking a lot of massive shit. I now have your doomsday device in my pocket. What was that you were saying whenever you come over here?
I said, bring your kickstand close to me. Yes.
the aggressiveness.
And what are you gonna do, little puppy dog?
Oh, kitten, you have no idea.
For
if
those
you get in between, if you get in between me and my bike and my coffee, you're fucked.
There is no more coffee after this.
No, you know what? I'm going to tell people just like what I told people whenever me and my wife got together. We gonna fuck so hard that even the neighbors are gonna need a fucking cigarette. Okay.
I love it.
100%.
Oh, I've got a question for you, Chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Does it involve Bob?
No, well, a different kind of Bob. Have you ever had sex on a bike? And not Bob.
No.
Yes, you have. You damn lie.
No, I haven't on a bike. I have on a quad.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, that
Four-wheeler.
kind of counts.
A little bit more of a sturdier back seat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I would plead the fifth on this one.
I am going to do the same.
Well,
I've done
I'm
it
not
on a four-wheeler.
American,
I have nothing to
so
hide.
I'm not American, so I don't give a fuck.
What the flying fuck are you looking at? I had a life before you. Shit. I had a bike before you.
Well,
I mean, it was a long time ago, but yeah.
You don't have one no more.
I'm going to have another fucking bike. I'll bend you over my knee on the bike, too. What you going to do about it? Nothing.
Probably nothing.
Take it. Aye.
I mean, I found out how old you are, Monarch.
Old enough. Old enough to claim sexual harassment.
Oh my God.
He's old as shit.
Guess what, Monarch?
Look,
I'm
look,
old
I've
old
already
enough.
reported. People know where I am. Don't you do anything to me.
Well, if you behave and be a good little boy, then I won't pull the mummy daddy voice on you because I'm old enough to be your mama.
That is true. She actually is. That's fucked up.
So, Chaos, you and I on a bike each, we're going to go and fuck up Monarch's shit.
Sounds good to me.
You leave my child out of this.
Marilyn?
My children have done no harm in the making of this film.
Marilyn? Are you talking about your marrow?
Yeah.
Hey, you can touch every other one of his car. Touch his Honda. Don't touch Marilyn.
Yeah, you touch my Honda all you want. Lucy's a dirty whore anyway, so I mean. Quite literally, have you not seen how dirty she is? She's covered in dust. I bet there's cobwebs in her exhaust pipe.
Oh God.
Well, what does that say about your respect for your bikes?
Well, that's just the thing. I'm waiting to actually fix my Honda. I actually normally take pretty good care of all of our cars.
Oh, it's a car. Oh.
I don't know. I heard cobwebs in the exhaust pipe, and I think that you clearly have not spent enough time fucking your car. So, because there will be no cobwebs in the exhaust pipe.
I clearly think you have spent too much time on OnlyFans and Only Bikes figuring out new ideas, but that is not my problem.
Hey, if she does only bikes, I'm telling you, I'll subscribe.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, for those of you who want to know, you can see Bob. For a very large fee.
A very large fee.
So you have to
At the link in my bio.
You have to pay her $4,000 and $2,000 to me because I'm her manager now.
That's crazy. You're not my manager. You're not my mom.
You're not my mom.
You're not my dad either. I'm not calling you daddy.
I mean, listen, there are a few people I would call that, not Monarch, though.
No, see, she would call me something fucking weird, like, oh, I don't know, ass face.
I would, yeah, honestly, I'd probably hit you with something weird. But then I'd be like, now come here, Sachi. Let me take care of you.
I'd like to call him a cucumber.
I mistreat you or don't take care of you. You don't ever miss a meal. I miss meals for you. What the fuck?
Monarch, I'm going to call you cucumber.
Oh, wow.
I mean, feel free to ask my wife. I was able to give her the ranch dressing on her salad. So, I mean.
Oh.
I'm going to start calling you just a beautiful little butterfly.
Thank you for calling customer support.
Hey, you know a monarch is a butterfly, baby.
Yeah, I know. Monarch, it has a dual meaning. There
Well,
also is something called a king monarch, which is a king butterfly.
well, see,
Butterflies are what, believe it or not, I chose the name because monarch or just butterflies in general, are actually very strong and intelligent life forms. So,
Yeah,
and
but they all
whenever,
started up. They all started up as a fucking grub.
yes, and to watch the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly is rather interesting. But that's not the most interesting thing about a king monarch. King monarchs are the only off-colored butterfly in the world, because when they actually are full-grown adults, they either will be full black or they will be fully blue and black. And there's not a whole lot of butterflies that have other color variations like a monarch does. There are, like, I think 2,000 different breeds of monarch butterflies. The
Darcy, I'm
king,
really worried that he's talking about fucking butterflies.
but you're not hearing the beauty behind it. Monarch butterflies are known for their strength and their beauty. I chose the name because of strength.
well, yeah, we know you're not for the beauty.
Well, we know that you're not about being sneaky, because you're not sneaky about the links you talk to me about.
Hey, it happened one time.
No, I've heard stories. You've told me other stories.
Well, hate to break it to you, but you know.
What about Jay?
Hey, keep it
Remember.
off TikTok.
Right.
Oh, is he on TikTok?
Stop it.
I didn't know.
As Jay's in the bottom comments.
I
That's
will
not.
drop you.
Oh, Jay is in the comment section. Oh shit.
I never said what Jay it was. And I also didn't say it was Jay. I just said Jay.
Jay in the comment sections with eyeballs like, hello.
Color me intrigued.
Because the guy I'm referring
You can
to just
definitely
has
call
an
me
initial. I'm not saying his full name.
Well, Jay down there is like, you can definitely call me Daddy Chaos.
That's because he has a chair in his name and he needs someone to put him in his high chair.
No, that's his
Nope.
chair. It's where I flick my bean.
Oh, Chaos, you definitely are going to be my new BFF.
We'll be sure to send everybody pictures when we go out there. I'm just saying.
I'm in the chair. You're right. Jay's in the chair. I still flick my bean.
Jay is in the chair.
Yeah,
of
you're
despair.
not worth riding, Jay. You're just there to sit on.
You're the chair.
You're the placemat.
You're just the chair. You're not allowed to participate in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah, he's a really good drip pan, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's all you're ever going to be, Jay.
We all know Chaos gets thirsty.
Oh, look, I am the chair.
See, if you notice in Chaos's background, it's like a rainy, wet kind of scene. That's because that's from her releasing.
Oh Jesus.
Wow.
Hey,
That her face
Monarch.
and her voice is, oh, Zaddy.
Monarch, at least she has protection and wears wet weather gear.
I wouldn't know. I don't use it.
Gear is important. Gear is important.
I oil my wife up with gear oil. It's okay.
Fun fact about the picture that's actually my profile picture. There is a legitimate image that was taken that started off the like edited version that is this. I knew I wanted to do like a rainy, like wet photo, obviously.
Yeah, you gonna get wet.
And I was like, how can I do this so I can use like an AI thing to edit it? And I legitimately have a picture of me in my helmet in my shower with the water on, in a tank top. And yeah, that's how this photo came to be. There is actually an OG me in the shower with a helmet on picture.
Nice.
Is it
No.
is it PG or
Oh, it's very not PG. No, I was in a white tank top with nothing underneath.
You want to know what you want to know what Chaos's
Can
motto
I
is?
see that OG picture?
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Can
for
we do
science.
that?
Just
Can
for
we do it in the
science.
private?
So hear me out.
Yeah,
For science.
Chaos, I already know what your motto is.
Okay.
Oh, you go get wet.
You in danger, girl.
Oh man. Yeah, why do you think I keep so many paper towels around? I got to keep that bounty around, you know.
So
The great.
look here, I'm going to tell you right now. If I come over there in my Camaro, I better not find a piss stain in my fucking car. I'm just saying.
So Chaos,
I'm
do you
just
like
saying.
anal sex?
Yes.
Nice.
Ooh, she extra special. She like the butt stuff. She likes the chocolate.
Have you ever had sex with a butt
starfish.
plug in?
Yes.
I'll never do that again.
I will.
Well, mine kind of got
No.
lost up there.
No, see,
Girl, you
Lorinda
gotta
won't
get
ever
a
do
you gotta
that
get a better
again.
one.
She will
It
never
was
do
the
that again
heart-shaped one.
because
I think I just got terrified.
no,
Oh
she
my
got
God.
terrified because it wasn't a fucking cactus plug. That's what it was.
Probably.
Did you just like tighten up and like suction cup it in? Like what?
Yeah, that's exactly
Oh
what I
God!
did.
Like a vacuum
See-
seal kind
And
of
then,
situation?
No,
and
it
then I
really
made him,
does,
and then
though.
I made him get it out because I wasn't going to the hospital. I would have died with that in me.
No, see, you want to know what it sounds like when Chaos is walking out after a link up?
I would hope she takes a shower.
First off, that makes it sound like I'm like
Duck.
nah.
She's covered in the sticky icky.
Nah. It definitely doesn't make that sound.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's more like.
No, the only way that you'll know is if you see it coming out of my like down my leg.
You let it drain down. You nasty.
I mean,
Take it in. Be a big girl. Take it all in.
tell me that it's not the hottest thing ever for you to like go to dinner after you've done the dirty deed and you just know that like your wife isn't wearing any underwear and you just go to dinner and you're like, yeah, I bred that and you know, that's mine.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No comment.
Not one comment.
Honest to God, I am now terrified. Yeah. I now have a different perspective of chaos.
Who doesn't love a good breeding
Know this
kink?
about me.
Look here.
Mona.
I know that you are bred to be bucked and bred, but like, we don't need to know who or what you are breeding with.
So
I don't even
Mona.
know who or what I'm breeding with. I'm just telling you. You know, that's
I'm
like
just telling you, I am now afraid for when you come to our wedding because I am afraid of how many men are going to be lining up to be bred.
Oh my gosh.
God, I
How
really
many
hope
men are going to line up to breed her?
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on. I really hope men aren't lining up to be bred because they're gonna be very disappointed.
No, there's a lot of submissive men out
I
there.
mean,
that
I'll
wanna be
buy you a
bred.
strap on.
I was gonna say, I guess I'll just bring my strap on then. Like
We'll just have a good time. I'll bring
Yeah,
the cactus.
I mean,
You bring
I
the
guess-
strap on. We'll have a great time.
Exactly. We'll just have a line out the bathroom door. It's fine.
Exactly.
No, see, Cass, you don't understand. The worst part about this is I'm going to fucking pick Lorinda up, and she's riding the whole car ride with us to fucking Myrtle Beach. Okay.
Hey, Chaos, do you just want to fly to Oklahoma and ride with us?
No.
We got to go through Tennessee anyway.
Oh, yeah, we got to go through Tennessee anyways. We can just pick you up on the way.
Heck no. Keep the cactus. The last one hurts.
No, you just had the wrong cactus inserted. That's all.
Listen, there's going to be a chair specifically for this cactus at the wedding. Okay.
I'm making Lorinda her own chair.
So Monarch, all I can say now that I've talked to Chaos more, who's the biatch now?
Oh my god, I fucking love that movie.
Chaos.
It is, hey.
He said, hey.
It took
Hey,
her like 2 seconds.
Did you not hear that I just found my new BFF, my new biker bitch friend?
Oh no, she's mine. You can't have her. I had her before any of y'all did.
Not Monarch trying to gatekeep.
I always keep the thorns on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
Monarch.
my horns are bigger than your thorns. Just remember that.
Sorry, Monarch.
Mine lasts for
but
years. You'll never be able to get them out.
Mine just continuously keep growing off and on.
Oh my god.
Monarch,
you're
the
nuts,
fact
Abby.
of the matter, the fact of the matter is, you might have big horns, but I got something bigger.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if Outlaw can test to that one.
No, but I know I
Yeah,
have
you know
something
about that.
bigger than Monarch's thorns too. His name is Bob.
No, see,
And when Bob and Stephen get together, you're fucked.
look, whenever you take two stupidly
Yeah,
minded
that's
individuals like me and Chaos, and you put a big, large dildo in between us, we're gonna fight with it like it's fucking Star Wars lightsabers.
I will legitimately sword fight you with Bob.
I will get my own version of Bob, and I will sword fight you.
Yeah, I didn't mean yours. I definitely meant like a fake one.
No, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, I know, but I had to make that clear for everybody else.
Bend over, you will.
On God.
Yeah.
Fucked up you did.
There you go.
That's what Bob sounds like in the morning.
The force is strong with this one. See, all you're gonna hear.
Is it the lightsaber or is it Bob?
No, this is all you'll hear. I will get one that lights up just for the occasion.
I'm gonna get one like Batman, and I'm just gonna call it. I'm just gonna be like, Bat Bob.
In 1973,
Oh shit.
the ray goes back.
Hey Monarch, can I be one of your groomsmen for the wedding?
You know, I actually was sincerely going to ask you that. I was kind of getting to that.
I feel so honored.
Hey, Chaos, can I be your backpack?
Backpack.
Rather than
Absolutely. I'll make sure that I strap something on the back seat for you too.
That's
Just
what's up.
Just so you can really enjoy your ride there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you gotta give her that.
No, it won't be one of those. She'll just make, she won't be able to feel the engine as much back there. So I just want to make sure she gets her own little vibration.
You see that's why some men that are a little bit more on the fruity side like Volkswagens, because the engines are in the back.
I thought it was because they had terrible shocks. So, every time.
No, let me be straight with you. You don't buy a Volkswagen to say, "Oh, I love me a Volkswagen." Okay.
Who doesn't like a VW bug?
I like hitting people with slug bugs. I used to love doing that shit. You couldn't sit in a fucking car with me. I'd crack you just bam. Slug bug.
That is actually so funny that you said that because my dad, when he was a teenager, had like 4 Volkswagen bugs.
The only Volkswagen that was ever worth the shit was the old VW bugs that had the diesel motors in them. That was the only good, reliable Volkswagen. Hey, Chaos, maybe you'll share my humor. What kind of a car does an egg drive?
I don't know.
A Volkswagen. Because the only eggs that are getting cracked are up inside of Chaos and Lorinda, apparently.
Nope. I think that.
Hey, listen, we don't kink shame here.
I think it's time, everybody. I think Monarch has officially hit the point. We can give him the jorts, the dad socks.
No, I'm gonna buy him some chicken leg socks. Have you ever seen him? Have you ever seen him without his boots on? Chaos. He's got like chicken legs. I'm gonna buy him like them chicken feet socks.
Oh, I have those.
They're freaking cute, aren't they?
They're so cute.
Why
That's what I'm talking about. I
What'd you-
think tell me you wouldn't expect Monarch to take off his boots and chicken socks be there.
Honestly,
Uh,
I love it.
You
But
would actually be
I
very
appreciate-
surprised. I only wear black socks, so yeah.
Well, good thing that they're black socks because
Yeah, they're just chicken. They just have chicken feet on them.
Uh-huh.
All right, so guys, we are at the point where I would love to keep hearing about how wet you women like to fucking be and how thirsty you like to be with some of these sneaky links that you have. But we are going to save some of this juicy shit for the next episode. We do want to thank everyone who was incorporated in this episode and taking the time out to do so. Please give another round of applause for my amazing sister Chaos. Okay. Let's get that shit out there. She's mine. Okay? My name's Chow, okay? You don't like it, then fuck you, motherfucker. Okay?
I have a better chance of fucking her than you do.
Yeah, but I can be there faster than you, so just remember that. Nonetheless, we do want to thank her, especially because I wanted to get her in on the first one, but she had some stuff that had come up where she wasn't able to attend. She had too much going on. And, yeah, life happens. Shit happens. We all put on our big girl panties and move on up into the big ocean. But Chaos will be a continuous voice of the jungle. We do want to thank my wife for arranging all this and all of our other amazing people we've had come in. Something that we might be doing, and this is just like a personal video that we are talking about doing, but Chaos doesn't know yet. What she is now. We are maybe going to do a secret episode where we go and meet Chaos and we sit down, and then you can actually see and hear 3 voices of the jungle out in the wild. That is definitely something that all of our viewers do not want to miss. We will be updating everybody with further information once we know. Also, on the next episode, we will be bringing in my agency owner on TikTok of S2S Agency. Her name is Sweets. Her wife and her husband, yes, they are a throuple. That is definitely something that you do not want to miss. We will be making the banner once we have more of an idea of when and what day and what time. It will probably be after next week because I believe we are getting ready to close on our new house. So we do have a lot that we have to get done for the rest of this week going into next week. So, guys, everybody just bear with us as we are doing all that we can. We all are fucking human. Always and first and foremost, but not lastly, remember, everything is not always how it seems. As our famous quote as part of our amazing feral activity group. I'm going to hand this over to my wife to answer any further questions, comments, concerns, because it's TikTok. Everybody's concerned. Baby, you go ahead and take it away.
So yeah, everyone, thank you everyone for coming out. If you're listening to the interactive podcast. And so for anybody that wanted to be a guest, and you didn't get brought up, send me a DM if you want to be part of the podcast, or you can email the Cactus Queen 69@gmail.com. The only reason we let Outlaw up here is because Monarch wanted him in here. So, and plus he's been in our lives a lot. So, I knew I could trust that he wouldn't say probably something that we didn't want on the podcast. But like I said, if anybody wants to be on the podcast, DM me or Monarch or actually anybody on in a box right now, other than Outlaw. He's not in our little group, but I mean, maybe we'll get to interview him one day too. He was commenting about his Harleys too, so definitely be on the lookout for the next episode. They're going to be on YouTube and Spotify, and so thank you so much for being with us, and see you on the next episode. Why isn't it playing? Yeah, let's see.
I'm gonna give it to you straight. If you're not listening to Feral Activity Podcast, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing, but you need to stop whatever it is you're doing and go listen to Feral Activity Podcast right now. Right now. It's Feral Activity.